Hello, I am the Obscure Jackal, and welcome back to Winds of Change. Last time we got through the intro, which was a vision of future events. Let's see if we can really change the outcome. Remember, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, consider subscribing for more, and if you want to catch me live, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll leave a link for that in the pinned comment below. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. My eyes shoot open and I instinctively clutch my gut. The pain from the vision lingers, pulsing through my body. Panting heavily, I squirm in pain, waiting for it to fade. I fall off the side of my bed and slam into the floor. Thankfully, this makes me fully lucid, stopping the pain. For a moment, it's as if I existed in both scenarios. I rise to a sitting position and focus on my breathing. Still in shock at what happened, my heart beats frantically. It takes a while before it slows down, but I happily wait. When those negative feelings subside, I stand up. The vision I just experienced plays on a loop in my head. I had to warn Milas. I had to ensure this didn't happen. A knock sounds on my door, and I lock up in fright. After what I just saw, my mind is filled with anxiety. Thankfully, as a voice calls out to me, I'm put at ease.
Hey, Cirrus! Open up! Don't make me wait all day again.
It's Fortum. He's my best friend and Valessa's student. As my scribe, she had to train a backup, so to speak. A terrible scenario to plan for, but it had to be done. I rush over to the door and quickly unlock it. Welcoming him in, I notice a huge grin on his face. I feel relaxed. It's a brief reminder of safety.
Did you just wake up? Oh, jeez. I hope we won't be late. Don't tell me you forgot what day it is.
Of course not. But, so, this game has some different options you can do. So joking, flirty, aggressive, neutral are these ones here. You've also got like sad and a couple of others I don't remember off the top of my head, which they can impact your story. If you go flirty, you can actually build a sort of romantic relationship with a lot of the characters, and it does not limit you to just one. I'm not going to do that with Fortum this time because I don't feel like it. I'm going to go with neutral for now. You'll have to refresh my memory, Fortum.
Huh? Did you forget? Oh well, I don't blame you. There's lots going on lately. You're being officially inducted today. You know, the ceremony to brand you as a Cirrus? It should have happened ages ago, but stuff got in the way. Let's not delay it anymore, alright? Just sign this paper before we go. Milas wants it. Consent for the ceremony.
And name. This is a name that I use a lot. It's actually my persona's name, so it works.
Thanks. This is exactly what I'll need. Put on something fancy. I'll wait outside.
I reach out to try and stop him, but he's already gone. It's for the better, though, as he mustn't know what I saw. The only people authorized to know were Milas and Valessa. I walk over to my wardrobe to look for an outfit. As Fortum pointed out, I'm still in my small clothes. If it was a big day, I guess I'd have to dress the part. Big, beautiful dress. Yes, that should be a fine choice. I slip into the dress and turn back to my room. I take in everything at once. It's a huge mess. Once I meet Fortum, we might be busy for a while. I should finish up any last-minute business while I can. But, at the same time, I shouldn't keep him waiting for long. Okay, so now we've got a little area where we can look around again. Just looking at things, we've got 3 books that we can find in this location, and we can talk to Fortum. Let's look at the books. It's a book on the true reach of the spirits. A very divisive topic, and one that's always debated.
The true reach of spirits. It is a widely held belief that plant life is a container for spiritual energy. Because this energy is so pure, residents of forested areas tend to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. While many are frightened at the ability for the spirits to influence our mood, they have yet to do so in a negative fashion. To this end, many people actively seek out homes in areas surrounded by nature and this positive energy. Whether negative or positive, being influenced with unknown intent is concerning to many people. It seems to be tolerated simply because the power helps in a beneficial way. What if the realm of spirits were to lash out and make us aggressive or worse? What if they are conditioning our minds to slowly bend to their will? At that point, they could make us do any manner of bidding. This is the thought that also keeps many away from such areas of Alestia. But as there are numerous large cities, finding a home that suits your belief is far from impossible. Many ask the Triumvirate to speak on this, but they remain ever silent on the matter. Is it possible that not even our rulers know the true nature of the spirits and their reach?
Interesting topic. We've got a book here and a book there. One of my books on the creation of Alestia. Algus Velur is one of the most famous scholars in the world. I tried to collect some of his works, but he wrote so much.
On Alestia's creation. There are many theories on when Alestia came into existence. None have any foolproof evidence and are merely based on personal belief and the conviction of the individual. The most popular, however, is the belief that the Triumvirate created our world. This theory is strengthened by the fact that no history or records of history exist prior to their rule. Therefore, the passage of time on our world is measured by how many years have passed since the first recording of known history, the Triumvirate's arrival. But, as the lack of evidence cannot be considered evidence itself, this is a topic of hot debate. The answer does not seem to be within our reach, and many scholars who dedicated their lives to this knowledge have since given up and moved on. As everyone on Alestia lives in a relative peace, these pursuits are considered a waste of time. If the Triumvirate truly did create our world, then we must thank them, for they are very generous and righteous gods. Perhaps one day, though, we will know the truth. Algus Veyer.
Veyer, okay. Last time Fortum came over, he left his journal. Of course, he has nothing to hide, and he's always open. I often benefit from his writings. He's smarter than he lets on.
On Scribes and Visions. The Scribe of Valenorth is a very important position, and one not to be taken lightly. Tasked with hearing and interpreting the visions of the seer or seeress, they bear a large mental burden. The spirits have their own language, and many visions are cryptic in nature. Though visions have become more clear over time, they started out as a mess of metaphors and confusion. It's almost as if, over many years, the realm of spirits has found ways to communicate more efficiently. This is interesting for many reasons. We must wonder if the realm of spirits is a physical entity, capable of growing and learning. There is no real explanation for this growing level of clarity in communication. It is widely believed that the realm of spirits hosts the souls of those who have left our world, but nobody has ever actually communicated with the dead or seen a long-lost loved one. Instead, these spirits grant visions of the future to those capable of witnessing them. Almost like a warning, they've helped keep Valenorth safe, and Alestia by extension. Either way, because the visions have become more straightforward, the scribe is more of a ceremonial position. Rather than carrying any real weight, it is just an attempt to continue Valenorth's tradition. Recently, Valenorth has given the scribe their own protege, someone to take over if the worst should happen. For this reason, I study valiantly under Valessa. Forte.
Yep, that is what he do. Now let's go ahead and talk to him. Oh. Oh, right, that's a thing. Well, I think we're okay to head out. You're about to visit the world map for the first time. Quick question mark in the bottom corner for tutorial. Don't need it. Story flow and exploration will be explained in more detail. So, we've got this, which means we visited it. This means that we can actually go here, and it's got an important thing to do. It'll progress the story, that's what that means. And then these we can't visit yet because they're grayed out. Very simple. Very intuitive. Off to Main Street! When I exit my house, I feel a wave of heat overtake me. And the sun pierces through the canopy of Valinor with fierce intensity. Some of the residents use makeshift fans, looking utterly exhausted. Fortum, however, stands there unaffected, with a huge smile on his face.
Wow, I didn't expect you to look that fancy. Nice dress. You're really pulling it off. You should do my wardrobe next time we go out. Hey, are you okay? You look a little shaken up. Are you nervous about the ceremony?
One option.
Oh, I see. Perhaps we should find Valessa first. It must have been bad if you're acting like this. But hold on. Just remember the basics. Visions are never foolproof. They're always full of errors. It's like looking at a painting. It's up to interpretation. Everyone who looks at it would walk away with something different. Not that I have visions, I'm just trying to help. Valessa will make sense of everything you saw. I know it. Sometimes visions make mountains out of mud piles.
Fortum, it's worse than you think.
Whoa, really? Scare me half to death, why don't you? Let's put everything on hold then, and get Valessa. We're supposed to meet her in the town square. But if this is as bad as you say, you better tell me too. Not as a scribe in training, but as a friend. Got it?
I'm sticking with neutral on this one. Have to play it by ear and not tell him.
Alright, I know how it is, and I understand. I know you wouldn't purposely put me in any danger, so whatever you end up doing, it's for the best, right? Anyway, we should head to the town square. With this vision business, we'll have a busy day. Don't waste too much time, alright?
Fortum has now permanently joined your party. A comrade joining your party also retroactively unlocks content. For example, you can bring Fortum back to your home and talk to him there. It is a good idea to form a habit of revisiting previous areas. So, we've got another character that's not in our party here. And there's a book somewhere. Where is it? Fortum's house, and it's in tip-top condition. It looks brand new. He must take very good care of it. As I get closer, I notice a book left out on his porch. It has his name on the front, so I can only assume it's his own work.
Visions and paintings. A vision from the spirits is apparently more like a painting. When a vision is over, a seer or seeress can often vividly recall the bigger picture, while smaller elements are lost in translation. For example, if the vision was about the death of a villager, that part would be clear. However, how they died and what reaction each individual villager had to their death would be unclear. Instead of knowing this information, it is more like a gut feeling or a single interpretation of the events. In some cases, it is as if the spirits send us a single picture of an event, and the seer or seeress goes on to act it out in a dream in whatever way they can make sense of it. If at any time there was more than one seer or seeress, it is likely that their interpretations of each vision would be vastly different. But as there is only one seer or seeress at a time, we will never be able to put this to the test. Instead, the scribe discusses each vision in depth with the seer or seeress, and they come to an agreeable interpretation. Oftentimes, the smaller elements are disregarded, and only the bigger picture is given any credence. Using the death as an example, we would only assume a death is coming to Valinor. Digging into why it was going to happen would be impossible. Although, as the spirit's ability to reach out to us and communicate slowly increases over time, we have to wonder if soon these visions will be concrete, and interpretations would become a thing of the past. Fortem.
Isn't that cool to think about, Cirrus? The spirits are artists, and your mind is the canvas. There's so much work required in interpreting visions. Of course, the spirits grow stronger every day. It's already gotten to a point where a scribe is near useless. I have more volumes written on the subject. I'm sure you'll find them. Can you believe how much stronger they've gotten, though? I wrote this book years ago and it's almost outdated. We've been able to witness so much growth in one generation.
That is pretty interesting. So, as it said about the going back and having conversations, this is no longer blacked out, so we can actually talk to Fortum now.
Hey.
What do you think of my room?
Well, it's a huge mess, for one. You should see mine. It's flawless. I'm actually tempted to start cleaning. But I know I shouldn't do that without permission. Last time I did that, I got into a whole mess of trouble. A story for another time, I guess. Or whenever you ask.
Yeah, that should be entertaining. Let's ask him.
I saw a house so dirty I couldn't resist. It turned out to be Milus's spare study home. Everything was messed up, but with purpose. He said it took him months to recover. I messed with his stuff and threw his studies off. I'll never forgive myself for doing that.
I can understand that.
He said it was unbecoming of me. I had to look up the word, but I guess it's true. As a scribe in training, I need to show some class.
That's fair. All of it's just opinions and stuff.
It's pretty great, actually. Everything is given to me by Valanorth. Money, food, a house, you name it. I work with Valessa more than you, though. I'm kind of disappointed about that. We tend to roleplay real scenarios. She'll take on your role, and I'll take on hers. Playing a scribe for a scribe. Best possible training. Unfortunately, I doubt I'll ever be a real one.
What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I really love climbing trees. Aside from that, I love reading and cleaning. It's a simple life here. But I have no problem with it. I have a lot of time off. Way more than Valessa. Honestly, I think I only do half of what she does. Just means I need to keep myself occupied. If you see me with cuts and bruises, don't freak out. I'm pushing myself to the limits, climbing bigger trees. Before you know it, I'll be on top of the grand tree.
Sounds fun.
Wait, seriously? That sounds awesome! I'll have to choose something easy then. I don't want to throw you right into it. Valanorth needs you, and I won't screw that up. But it might be fun having an apprentice to teach.
That'd be kind of interesting. Have Valessa as my scribe, him as the scribe in training, and me being a tree climber in training. But moving on for now. To the town square. The town square is a serene and beautiful place, like usual. A far cry from how I saw it in the vision last night. I take a deep breath and relax. We're all safe.
Hey, nice to see you again. I was starting to worry you might be late. Thankfully, we still have time to spare.
She runs up to me and gives me a tight hug. I glance over at Fortum, and he appears embarrassed.
Oh my, is this a hint of romance I see? And in public too? People will start to talk.
It's a hug!
Fortum, nobody asked you. I was just excited to see the Cirrus. Remember how special today is?
I'm gonna go for the romance on this one. So what if there's something between us?
Whoa, I was just joking around. If you're serious, then I'm kinda jealous.
Dork.
But I guess there's more important matters at hand. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I'm all over the place. Do your thing. I'll be waiting over there by the tank.
He runs off to the water tank and rests against it. He's definitely out of earshot, so I could talk to Valessa. We need to meet up with Milus, so they could hear about my vision.
Ugh. I swear, Fortin can be so insufferable. Be glad you don't work with him as much as I do. He keeps things interesting, to say the least.
Don't be so hard on him. He's kind of goofy, but he's a good guy.
Hey, I'm just joking around. We're best friends. We're supposed to poke fun. Either way, something about this doesn't add up to me. Fortin would never willingly walk away from us. He'd only do that if he's not allowed to listen in. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a vision, didn't you?
Sharp mind. Yeah, a really bad one.
Oh, really? I knew something was off. You seemed different. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I know why. Should we go to the Grand Tree then? It might be good to discuss this in private. If I tell the villagers, they won't bother us.
Nope, we need to go to Milas.
Whoa, you're starting to creep me out, Cirrus. Involving the Elder? That's very serious. But I trust your judgment. I really do. Let's grab Fortin and head to Miles' place. If it's actually that bad, you should be there with us.
That's fair.
Just promise me one thing. Do your best to keep calm. Some of the villagers are already looking your way. If they see you freaking out, they'll freak out too.
That's actually kind of understandable. I mean, if you think about it, because they know that I get visions of the future. If they see me freaking out, that would probably mean that something bad is coming. So I gotta keep calm. Valessa has now permanently joined the party. Oh, Parallel Chronicles has now been unlocked too. Yeah, so whenever these show up in the top left? No, it was top right. I might be wrong, but we'll see. They show up, and it basically gives us a glimpse at what's going on elsewhere in the world. It is top left. I'm just dumb. Let's see what Sovi is up to. Sovi entered the chambers of the Triumvirate unprompted, for Helen had extracted the information they desired. They raised their hoods and turned to him, scoffing, a hint of aggression on their quickly concealed faces.
Sophie, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Halen has finished his interrogation, Masters. I thought it would be wise to relay the results. Unless you are plotting behind our backs.
We would never do such a thing. Information is granted to you as we see fit. If you are left in the dark, it is not permanent. But please, tell us what Halen discovered. We have a feeling our theories are similar.
Yes, of course. The Exodus Wielder is located in Valinor. I am ready to launch our attack at a moment's notice.
Good. Then it is time you hear the rest. Valinor is just a small part of our larger plan. We see no more reason to withhold this information.
That much was obvious, Masters. Why did you keep it from me for so long? Halen and I are more than loyal enough.
Sophie, this is not a matter of loyalty. We are sure you understand when you hear. It would not be wise to doubt our word.
Yes. My apologies. Nobody likes being left in the dark. I will ensure my words sound less doubtful. If there is a greater plan at play, I am honored. I find no greater pleasure than serving your cause. So please, tell me what you wish, and it will happen.
We've led you to believe that Valinor is our goal. However, it is just the beginning of a much larger plan. Today, you will learn the true nature of the spirit realm.
And of course it doesn't tell us, because that would be ruining the story. So let's go ahead and check Domik. See what he's up to. Dominic and Ulrich gathered in the town square come morning. The road to Valinor would be long and fraught with danger, but this time Dominic was certain he'd sent the right man.
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own? It's not too late to ask for some escorts.
Yes, Dominic, stop asking. I'll be fine. And I'm well aware of the dangers. Bringing more people would just put them in harm's way.
And besides, he's a freaking warrior and has a big-ass sword.
Well, forgive me for caring. I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable. If the attack is imminent, you'll have to rush.
I expect it'll take me under a day. I'll arrive in the dead of night or maybe early morning. Seeking out the CRS will be the first thing I do.
Fantastic, then things will go perfectly. Make sure to give the rest of the town a heads up. You can all evacuate together. You'll blend right in.
Doubtful.
But remember, you need to stop by Milas and grab the blade. Otherwise, the Triumvirate will seize it when they attack. If I'm honest, I don't think we stand a chance without it.
I can't believe they're attacking Valinor. The occupation of Mazeo is still so fresh. Thankfully, they haven't found us yet.
Right under their noses, just as we should be. I'm going to meet with the mayor after this, actually. I'll see about fully claiming those underground tunnels. Whatever they were digging for, they've stopped. I think it would make a fine base of operations. Getting the deed shouldn't be too difficult.
Wait, you mean we'll have a new home? No more sleeping on the hard tavern floor?
Never again. It's time we get established. I have some large shoes to fill as the general. The first step is finding us a fitting home.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. But one last thing before I go. Is it true what I've heard about Milas?
Absolutely, so please be kind to him. He'll be a valuable ally in the coming days. Best of luck on your vacation, Ulrich.
Trust me, I wish that's what it was. But I'll try retrieving the CRS and the blade as soon as possible. Good luck with the mayor. I think you'll need it. But coming back to a home with an actual battle plan? It's starting to feel like our cause has some real weight to it. I feel bad for doubting you, Dominic. You're doing a great job.
Well, that seems nice. And if I remember right, there is a book here to read. We'll take care of that, and that'll probably do it for this episode. That is not where the book is. Go thirsty.
I saw you staring down that faucet. Trust me, I've been tempted more than once. But the villagers need a better example.
That's kind of funny. I know there's a book somewhere here, as it says so right there. Ah, there it is. Wet and stained. Most likely water damage. When I approach it, Fortum laughs and apologizes to me.
Sorry, I think I dropped that when I was waiting. It's something I picked up from Milas' house a few days ago. You're free to take it. I have no use for it anymore.
Mysterious Mazeo. When the Triumvirate occupied Mazeo almost 20 years ago, many people wondered if they did so with an ulterior motive. On the surface, it looked like they wished to rid the region of piracy and those who would break the law. While it worked, many believed that the Triumvirate was slowly becoming tyrannical. There is one very peculiar thing, however. Their general, or mayor, is almost never seen, and the same goes for the honor guard they've placed in Mazeo. Hundreds of soldiers, almost never walking in the light of day. Instead, I've had several reports tell me that they dig in the night, deep underground, as if they're searching for something of importance. Could this be what they wanted Mazeo for? I've branched out of Valinor and started corresponding with some people of note in Mazeo. It seems that even if it had a positive impact, many are against the idea of a forceful occupation. One city, and then the world. I suspect that the people in opposition will soon form their own army. It seems like they want to take Mazeo away from the Triumvirate and place it back in the hands of the people. A noble cause, I say. Valinor must never meet Mazeo's fate. The Elder of Valinor.
I'm assuming this is the previous elder before Milas. Milos' father. But anyway, that's all the time I've got for this episode. We will go and talk to Milos starting next one. And we'll also be heading back to Main Street to talk to Valessa there. But for now, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, think about subscribing, and I will see you next time. Obscure Jackal, out.